to the entertaining Talkin' Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. Have a couple people tell me the volume's a little too low, so I turned it up. I brought the mic a little bit closer, so let me know if it's all right now. I always try to make you guys as happy as I can when you tune into my channel. But in this video, I'm going to talk about a story that has come out about an hour or two ago of exactly what I expected. About a month and a half, 2 months ago, when everybody was on the Yannick Ngakoue train, a lot of people said that I was off in my figures and assuming that Yannick Ngakoue would want $20 million a year at a bare minimum. I said 20 or 21. Well, the figures have come out, and supposedly, according to ESPN, and we'll get into the exact quote, Yannick Ngakoue is looking for $22 million a season. And it only makes sense when you look at the edge rusher market, as I've been saying for a while. The market only goes up. The players only ask for more, as they should. If the salary caps go up by 6 or 7%, the players are going to expect their salaries to go up by 6 or 7%. And Ngakoue's hitting the market at the right time. He's young. He's talented. He can argue he hasn't hit his peak yet. And he's, among one of the better edge rushers in the league. Now, is he an elite talent at this point? No. Does he have the potential to be? Yes. I frequently compare him to Osi Umenyiora. I think they're very similar. But is Osi Umenyiora worth paying the top, you'd have to pay him as the top edge rusher in the league? And I just don't think Yannick is worthy of that. Jaguar fans may think he is, and hopefully he stays there. Now, the rumors continue to be that the Jaguars are planning on tagging him, which, of course, Yannick has said that he will hold out if that is the case. We'll have to wait and see if he turns down $19 million, which is what he'd be throwing away. I don't see it. I think that the power is in the Jaguars' court. Now, the Jaguars may not want to deal with that. They may want to tag and trade him, in which case maybe the Giants and other teams become interested. And I'm sure somebody will bite the bullet if he does hit the open market and gives him $22 million. Now, what I think is interesting about this is, I think it sets the market, guys. I think if you're looking for one of these elite pass rushers, whether it's Shaq Barrett, whether it's Matthew Judon, whether it's him, whoever it may be, the elite of the elite, Jadeveon Clowney, that's around what they're going to be looking for, as I've expressed this entire time, between $20 and $22 million. That's just the way the market goes, guys. And Ngakoue would be the highest paid defensive end, not pass rusher. I think Aaron Donald would still be making more money, but the highest paid defensive end in the sport if he were to get that contract. And believe me, if he did it the open market, somebody would give it to him. But let's jump into the quotes and let's jump into what some people have said about Ngakoue. Here's the first one. Here's the quote from Mike DiRocco of ESPN. ESPN's Mike DiRocco reports free agent Yannick Ngakoue is asking for $22 million annually. That would make Ngakoue the highest paid defensive end, topping the $21 million of DeMarcus Lawrence. Lawrence, of course, signed that extension last offseason. I think he was rumored to be getting tagged, and then he signed an extension, in which he got from Dallas. Well, his sack totals have been in decline, and Ngakoue has been one of the most consistent pass rushers in the league over the first 4 years, 37.5 sacks, which averages out to be just above 9 sacks per season, and is only entering the age 25 season. The Jags are likely going to franchise Ngakoue to buy some time in long-term talks, but a deal should eventually get done. And I'm sure a deal will eventually get done. Like I said, he's one of the better pass rushers in the league. Somebody is going to bite the bullet and sign him, whether it's the Jaguars or whether it's somebody else. But if I'm the Jaguars, the amount of money that Ngakoue's made up to this point in his career, now I don't have the figures in front of me, it can't be that much. I think he was a third-round pick. So this is his first huge payday. And I don't see him sitting out the season and turning down $19 million. Now, the Jaguars reportedly offered him a contract. The guarantees did not come out last year, but the Jaguars offered him a contract which would have been $19 million annually. And, the amount of years did not come out as well. Ngakoue turned it down. Yannick thinks he's worth $22 million, and he thinks he's probably worth a 5-year deal. So to sign Yannick, you're going to have to commit $110 over 5 years. $110 million, not $110. I'm sorry about that. That was wishful thinking. But $110 million over 5 years, and I think you could say the same thing about all these high-profile pass rushers. They're all going to want to get paid in that area because they know that's what the market dictates. So that is why when I say the Giants might be better off looking for guys like Kyle Van Noy and guys like Mario Addison on short-term deals to try to plug this problem short-term, or maybe extending Marcus Golden if the deal is right, that is why. $22 million would eat away about, almost half the cap space in which Dave Gettleman and the Giants, I think, intend to spend. I expect them to spend about $50 million, and they still have not made any cuts, which I think they will, but we're going to have to wait and see how that turns out. This was off the Jaguars website, basically expressing why they feel like the Jacksonville Jaguars should keep Yannick Ngakoue and should sign this contract. All he has done since the Jaguars took him in the third round in 2016 is rack up 37.5 sacks and 14 forced fumbles, which is another strength of his game, and it's a big reason why I compare him to Osi Umenyiora. That Osi was known for doing that as well. The tag would be for approximately $19.3 million, which is doable because the Jaguars are expected to release several players in the coming weeks to clear about $35 million in cap space. Now, word has come out they've already released Darius A.J. Boye, who's another guy maybe the Giants could potentially target if the deal is right, the cornerback. Ngakoue wants a long-term deal and is seeking about $22 million annually. He also indicated late last season that he would be unlikely to show up until the August 11th reporting deadline for players under contract if he had to play under the franchise tag. So that is the risk that the Jaguars run. That's a risk that a lot of these teams run when they do things like this. But unlike Saquon Barkley, who I have expressed that I would extend before the conclusion of his rookie deal, because Saquon would have some leverage, right? One, he's the face of the team, but two, he's already making big bucks because he was a high draft pick. Ngakoue is a third-round draft pick. He has not made any money yet. Last year, he gambled, and he won. And in his mind, he doesn't want to sign a franchise tag because last year he could have signed a $19 million contract. He elected not to do so because he wanted to become an unrestricted free agent. And if he does get tagged, you're going to have an upset player on your football team. There's no doubt about it, and we'll see what the Jaguars decide to do. But at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, $19 million is going to be hard for him to turn down when he has not made $9, $10 million a year like Saquon has made. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. But as far as the Giants goes, in my opinion, don't expect them to sign a high-profile free agent pass rusher. To me, it doesn't make much sense. Ngakoue, while very good, is not great. You're not getting a J.J. Watt in his prime. He's got high potential. He could be one of the better edge rushers in the league, but he still struggles against the run. He's great at getting after the quarterback, but he's not worth that price tag. I'm not committing over 10% of my cap for one player who averages 8 or 9 sacks a season. Just doesn't make much sense. I'd much rather try to find that player in the draft or much rather try to develop the players on my roster and try to bring in established veterans who could give me some production like a guy I've expressed in a lot of my videos, Mario Addison. We'll have to wait and see what the Giants decide to do, but do not expect Yannick Ngakoue to sign with the New York Giants, and do not expect any of these high guys to sign. When the Giants are going to spend about $50 to $55 million, I don't expect them to spend 20 to 22 on one player. But that's just my opinion. We're going to have to wait and see. Free agency's in about a month. As always, guys, if you like what you watch, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.